This is the self-titled podcast of the Golf in Japan website, where you can check essential information in English about golfing in Japan, including more than 2,000 courses. We can help you book your round and make the whole process a whole lot easier. So check out golf-in-japan.com and start planning your Japan golf trip today.
Titleist Club Fitting, the fastest way to better. With a player-focused philosophy on fitting, Titleist offers a range of club fitting experiences from drivers to wedges. Your Titleist fitting specialist, thanks to an unmatched selection of products and technology, along with a wealth of fitting knowledge, will provide you with tour-quality fitting experience that can provide immediate benefits for your game. You can experience a fitting in English while in Japan. Just go to the Golf in Japan website and click on the Titleist banner. Or check the link in the description of this podcast. Titleist, the fastest way to better.
Okay, Golf in Japan. We're back this week with a smaller crew, but we're back on the video as well. So welcome, Damon.
Welcome, thank you.
And Ryan. Ryan has some big stories to tell with his first ever round of golf. But
Popped his cherry.
Pop the cherry. Yeah.
Got the monkey off his back.
I've got the sore wrist to prove it as well. Oh my gosh!
Anything to do with golf, or
one should hope.
So first of all, we have to say Pro Joe is not with us today because he's at the Sumitomo Visa Taiheiyo Masters.
I actually heard he was at the Golf Lost and Found shop.
Why?
Somebody was looking for him and
Looking for the other half of his swing.
Oh yeah, G-gag. Good one though.
Thank you.
We'll have to think of some more though.
He's loaded up on him though. Yeah, pull the string on the back of Damon and he'll throw darts at Joe.
You know the rules if you're not here.
That's right. So Damon's going to New Zealand next week, so you won't be here next week. We'll have to think of some good ones for you.
Yeah, no, that's not allowed.
But you could always dial in.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seeing as we're video and footloose and fancy free. Okay. Normally we would do our prefecture of the week, but we've actually done all of our prefectures, in fact. So we're going to go back around. But before we do, let's actually start with your golf shenanigans on the weekend. So tell us all about it.
I couldn't ask for better. I think it was interesting because it was in the rain, pretty heavy rain too, but I've never been on the course before. So, everything's just like glowing to me. So sparkling even more so in the rain. I didn't mind at all. And actually it saved me because we only got to do 9 holes. You might be able to explain a little bit more about why that is or whatnot. But basically we got halfway through, took lunch, and then the course called it, right? They said, you can't continue because you won't be able to get home.
Which was weird, actually. It wasn't the course, actually. We later found out. So we were playing in our client, MK. Shout out to Tokyo MK, who's the best limousine company in Japan. So we played in their MK Cup. It was lashing rain. It was a horrible day, but it actually wasn't. It got really bad just before lunch. So we played 9 holes, and then when we went in and had lunch, the one of the MK guys said, "That's it, we're finished." But of course, the rain stopped, so we could have gone out and played another 9. But it was actually good for me, and I'll tell my little story first because I won the competition.
Yes,
it was
did.
Shinperia, which is basically a lotto, but I had shot a 40 in the lashings of rain, and the pros we got to play with pros in every group, and they were, of course, under par or just over par. But they weren't in our competition, so I won it and got a new golf bag.
It was ideal in terms of like a first golf experience, though, because it was everything was like laid out for you. The caddy could read your mind, So she you
got a nice caddy, actually. Yeah,
she was really.
Shit, I need one of them.
Yeah. She was good. She was lining up his ball for him. She was just like, "Don't use that club, use this club." He was just like, "Okay, cool." Just going with the flow. But
it was really impressive. It made me understand like how important a caddy could potentially be, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So that really helped. Plus the 20-something golf influencer on YouTube, Himawari-san, she's really good.
They're all professionals. We got their profiles. They're all on the Step Up tour or not the main tour, but the one before that. So they're all kind of, and then they do this for practice. Plus, I think they get paid for it. So it's good. It's a good day for them. But they had like 10 pros on, and they're all fantastic. I forgot the name of the girl we were playing with, but she was just tiny 22-year-old that hit the ball so far. But we'll talk more about tiny 21-year-olds who hit the ball so far in moments. But so tell us what else. Can we ask what your score was? Did you know?
So like basically I did not keep count. And it was funny because Himawari-san, the pro that was with us, she was saying like, playing with you, it's really opened my eyes. that golf doesn't need to be so competitive, and we can just have fun, So, which is like kind of a backhanded compliment in that, like, I'm just out there
finding a positive in the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because I thought we were going to be playing in the same group, but they moved us into different groups. So I was like constantly looking back to see if he was okay. And he wasn't doing big wall swings and the ball wasn't going here or there, everywhere. He was just, straight and just chipping it down there
Yeah. Just, bit by bit. And like the worst part was my driver. I have like no driver game at all. I need to get to the practice range, but I'd hit it and it would like fly like, over towards the lake. And I was just like, great. Like, they're like, oh yeah, you're going to play from there. It's like, oh, really? Great. I get to go down to the lake. So everything was just rosy for me. I had a good time with that, but
that's awesome.
I think I had about double par. So whatever that means.
Well, the max was, the rules were double par and you pick up. So every hole you doubled. Okay.
I never had
tripled, quadrupled.
They said that there was a certain stroke limit where you give up, and I never hit that.
You never hit that. Okay, well, that's good.
And actually, I was kind of competitive with the other guy, the Hayashi-san.
Yeah.
With
he just started as well, so that was a good group for you.
Yeah, it was perfect group. It had real strong camaraderie. Everyone was having fun. Everyone's like, no one was taking it so seriously, and we were just having a good time.
You were lucky. Yeah.
I had those two ladies looking out for me the whole way through as well. So, perfect. And then I was so glad that we stopped at 8 holes. Not at the time. I wanted to keep going, but by the time I got home, seriously, I felt like my wrist was going to fall off, just because, like, I've never really hit the ground, right? So it's like you're really making divots and stuff like that, and I never really experienced that. So maybe that was it. Maybe my technique is just terrible, but killed my arm. So
yeah. No, and
I need that arm for other things. So.
Yes, right. I think everybody's like that. You do get like an awful fatigue in the beginning. I remember my back being sore when I got back into it again and stuff like that. But you take less shots later and you get better.
Yeah,
obviously. But you kind of get used to get the muscle memory and your body figures out how it's supposed to move. It seems like it's going against the grain a little bit right now, but that's good. So you popped your cherry. Welcome to golf in Japan.
Oh, beautiful! Like. Definitely I see the appeal for wanting to get out there more and maybe on a sunny day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when's the next round?
Yeah, like I want to talk about that. I got some ideas.
Well, you can go anytime. I wanted to, so because we have no what do you call it, prefecture of the week, I was thinking we should talk a little bit about actually what we were doing as well. So after the MK, I flew over to I keep saying fly, but I didn't fly. I drove over to Tochigi and we had a kind of mate's golf trip or a buddy's golf trip over. We did a kind of a Ryder Cup over in Murasaki Izuka, and it kind of got me thinking about, especially guys coming over here on holidays. That's actually something that they really want. They want a place where they can stay, they can have a few drinks, have a laugh, do competitions, and have nice food, and then do it again the next day, or maybe even 3 days. We did. You were there for 3 days. I was only there for 2, but. In Japan, where would you recommend for doing that?
Oh, well, stay and play, right?
Stay and play. Say there's 6 guys, 10 guys, whatever.
It's off season for now, but I would say Niseko. There's the 2 nice golf courses kind of sandwiching the town.
In the summer.
Yeah, in the summer. So
that's good.
It's off season now, but if I could pick anywhere that, like, from my limited knowledge, those courses look really nice, and that town is really beautiful. They got the Park Hyatt and all those other.
The Park Hyatt actually has a whiskey tasting thing going on as well. Remember we were talking about that. So that would be a good thing to do in the night. Go on the whiskey tasting. They have the whiskey brewery just down the road. So something like that would be cool. That summer is good. Yeah, when it's hot, head to Niseko. What about you? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, we stayed up at your place at Murasaki in Tochigi on the weekend. Yep. That's a fantastic location, obviously. I mean, it's got the restaurants there and 27 holes, so you can really go out and play a lot of golf. Yeah. And it's got the whiskey distillery next door from you as well.
But you can't go in there though, which sucks. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So it's the Nika whiskey Tochigi bottling plant, and it's literally right across the road from the golf course. And they don't do tours; they don't let anybody in. But that's a huge production site.
What a waste.
Yeah. But I was actually kind of thinking about it. It's something that we should do as a business up there, is to take people from Tokyo, bring them up. It's not even only air golf course. We have a hotel and stuff, but around their area is so many nice golf courses, like Jung Classic and, 700 and Eastwood and all these, Utsunomiya Garden, the list goes on and on. It's like 148 golf courses. So what we could do is take them from Tokyo, bring them up, make sure that they're, I was going to say fed and watered. But also take them to other golf courses so that they make a nice little Tochigi trip. I think that's something that everybody would like. And then, when the weather we just had, it was raining Saturday, but the Sunday was just fantastic weather. Up there is beautiful. But I think
it's a bit top of mind. But we've been talking with Brick and Wood in Chiba, and they just have they've been doing all sorts of like construction.
Close to Tokyo.
Yeah, it's close to Tokyo. Just we were looking at it's about 40 minutes drive from Haneda Airport. And there's a lot of courses in that area that don't have a lot of accommodations, and they've just been building up their restaurant and their accommodations, and yet still seeming relatively affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good course as well.
It's a Desmond Muirhead. I always have a hard time. It's not long or anything, but the greens are very slick, undulating, double-tiered, triple-tiered greens, also
elevated.
Yeah, but it's a nice mellow vibe. They allow dogs on the course and stuff. Like if it's kind of got that chill vibe. The clubhouse is all wood and nice. It's cool.
Yeah. The guy running it was really calm and great English.
Tsuyoshi-san?
It reminded me of something from the MK Cup. You said that you were worried about me. I got worried about you one time, Kieran, just because you came like wandering onto our course at one point, and you were like, "Hey, don't mind me, just looking for my ball." And I was like, "Oh no, is Kieran getting on okay?" You're out on our course looking for the ball, but you ended up winning. So
I know. Actually, I was in a bit of trouble, so I flared one just off your fairway. See, he was on a par 3 walking down, and I was on the par 4 ahead. Flared one over the trees, but then when I went, I hit a 3-wood over the trees onto the green for a 2-1 on a par 5.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a long course, but
did you birdie it? Or?
I did. Hello.
Yeah.
So that was good. I was in trouble, but then it was like, oh no, I'll be happy days. Just smashed it over there. It was one of those rounds where you don't really care because it's lashing rain. Yeah. And you're just like, let's just get through this. But I was actually playing quite well, so that was good. But I got a letter here. We don't often get letters, and that's why I have my phone in my hand. From Steve. This comes from Steve in Tokyo, and he said, "Dear Golf in Japan crew, as a long-time listener, I would like to let you know how much I enjoy your podcast and the work you're doing highlighting the various courses throughout the country. It's demystifying the Japanese golf culture, and it's exemplary." So thanks for Steve for that. He says, I've been golfing in various prefectures throughout Japan for about 10 years, and I've always been impressed with the variety and quality of the courses that I found. What are some of the most unique courses that you've played in Japan, and what has made them truly special? Kawana's good, isn't it? Kawana's good because it's like a proper links. It's just old and kick-ass. So I think Kawana's good. Kasumi Giseki was a personal favorite of mine. I think I really, really like. It's like a Japanese garden. Can't really play it a lot, but I like that one. Can't normally play it. What about you?
Country Club of Japan.
Oh yeah, best greens in Japan.
Yeah,
by
very
far.
nice.
Yep.
Golf 5 Oak Village.
Where do you rank Narashino in there? Because it was
Narashino is 100% up there. Yep,
yeah, Narashino's awesome.
With the Zozo and everything, it's got that clout.
The thing I love about Narashino, it has those weird Japanese trees, the spruce trees, is that what they call them? And they kind of have no limbs or no leaves or whatever they're called on the bottom part. So when the sun's going down, so you're playing late in the afternoon, the sun kind of comes through the bottom of the trees, but not on the top, and it makes all these. You've seen it, maybe the year Tiger won on that Monday. It was really like that. And I just love playing at that time in Narashino. I just think it's a very special place. It's huge, actually. It's a huge piece of land. And it's quite accessible, and I'd highly recommend that one. I think for enjoyable as well, Hiroshima. What's our friends down there?
Setouchi from Risol. That's a great place.
Setouchi. That's an unbelievable place. I've gone there a few times now, and I couldn't remember the name. The local town. It's a mellow vibe, great golf course, and the views are spectacular, and the food. So I think that's good, and that's a nice place for a buddy's trip as well. So that's cool. And then the second part.
I only have a small sampling in terms of what courses I've been to.
Skipped you there.
But the one it was over by Narita, Glissando.
Glissando. That's the
how do you rate that? Like, I imagine I'll probably never get to come back here again. Like, but it was gorgeous.
Actually, it was a beautiful golf course. We only played 9 holes, and that was I was kind of recognized it. So maybe I played it a few years ago. But the last hole has a split fairway with 2 lakes. And then, so I ran the gauntlet and hit it straight down the middle of the fairway with lakes on either side. and that was awesome. And then I got a nice par on that hole. But the thing about that course, Glissando, was their spiders are off the charts. So I took a picture. Did I show you?
You did. It was as big as your hand.
Bigger. It was bigger.
So that was at the MK Cup, Glissando, yeah.
So it was just in the morning. I went out to take a look. It was actually that hole I just described. Went out to have a look. And I almost walked. I just seen something right in front of me, and it was this massive spider just in between two trees. So I took a picture of it. We'll stick it up. And we'd only mentioned Golden Orb spiders. This thing was huge, and the markings on it. We'll put it up on the screen for those who are looking on YouTube. That thing was massive. So the spider game at that golf course is off the charts.
Yeah.
Shout out to Golden Orb spiders.
It's not their season yet either right now, is it? Usually that's more like August or something like that is when they just like
this
swarm.
Thing, man. This thing was. It's always.
He's eating all the others. Yeah. He's the king of the.
Well,
pile.
I reckon he was eating something bigger because the tree that he was connected to had this like kind of dark, like hot. I don't know what it was.
You've got some pretty big spiders at your place, though, too.
Yeah, there's some big ones and snakes as well.
You played Glissando though, just
a few weeks ago.
Before. Yeah, like it's convenient to not eat that. It's quite close to that.
Well, you know what? The impressive thing was the greens were so fast. Sorry to interrupt you. It was lashing rain and the greens were still 10.5.
No way.
10.5.
Wow,
it's crazy. So what are you going to say about it? You like it?
Oh, I love the course. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
The planes taking off.
Yeah.
It's right next to Narita. If you're coming into Narita, I mean, you could literally get a cab there in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The planes kind of made me realize something. Like a while back, we were talking about Tokyo Disneyland and how it's designed so that you can't see the outside world. So you're immersed in the Disney vibe. It seems like maybe golf courses are also doing that because when we were in Glissando, it felt like the rest of the world disappeared, except for occasionally there'd be a plane flying over.
That's every golf course, mate.
Yeah, like that must be part of the appeal, huh?
Yeah,
I think it's pretty much because golf courses can't be in the middle of the city. So
plus, you don't want to be like working or on your phone, so you kind of just go into your own little golf world with your golfing buddies. That's the way you should do it. Like if you play with older people, like especially Japanese, and then you start your phone goes off, they don't like it. Or if you start looking at your phone, they don't like it. In the clubhouse, that's fine. So back in I haven't seen it in a while, but some of the older clubhouses, like they had a place where you could go and make phone calls. And that was the only place you could go make a phone call. Sometimes it'd be a booth, like a old school phone booth or a little place. And that's the only place you can use the phone.
Do you remember back, this would be like 15 years ago on the train, there used to be a section, like in just regular old trains moving through the city. There was a section where it's like, here you can use your phone. And then other places you weren't actually even supposed to
you're not supposed to use it next to the old people because of the pacemaker situation.
Oh, that's
I don't know if that's
you're right. You were supposed to not use it.
You were supposed to not use it.
Yeah, the rest of the train was okay, but in like kind of the priority area.
I hate being on the phone on the train. If someone rings in, you're like, hello.
Yeah.
And then everyone's just like,
Japanese people are so polite. I mean,
they don't say
nationalism.
You feel it though. They're just like,
yeah, you know, you can know. Everyone's listening to you.
Very quiet.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Sorry. One more question from Steve.
Yeah.
Right, he said, unfortunately, Japan seems to have many more barriers to entry for young beginners than other countries I've lived in. What advice would you have for parents looking to get their children started out around Tokyo? This would be a good one for Joe. And I know there's, there are, most driving ranges have junior programs, so that's where you can start with them after school. Brian Joseph, shout out to Brian Joseph, does something at Samadhi Golf. My kids went there. We have Mike, he's over in what golf course?
Yeah,
Umesato. And Pro Joe, of course, he teaches kids all over the place in driving ranges and stuff. But I would say golf courses, they're a little bit, they don't offer junior programs per se. The funny thing is, if your son or daughter can play, they've no problem. They'll let you out. But if you said, this is a brand new golfer, they might say no. Which is weird. Or some member courses in the old boys, they'll just say no. Like there's some courses don't even let women play on the weekends, Kasumi Gaseki. So they're not going to let kids, hell no, right? I think we've tried to embrace it in the last few years. We make a junior golf camp where they stay over. Parents can play golf, and then the teacher, whoever it is, will look after them, and then they'll, at 3:00, parents come and pick them up. That works really well, and it's a nice vibe because we have a pool. So after you finish, and if it's during the summer, everyone gets in the pool, and
So was Steve's question was about an academy or just kids being able to play on a golf course?
I think it was how do you if you've arrived in Japan and you've got kids with you, where are you bringing them? How do you get them into golf, and where?
It's actually an inquiry we get a lot. You know,
Yeah.
people come over, they want to play with their kids. Does the course accept kids? And predominantly, I mean, all the courses are more than welcome for
Really?
kids as well. Yep.
As long as they can play.
As long as they can play.
Yeah.
And it's not as that they can't play, but I mean, that they keep the fast pace.
Right.
So if they're taking a bit of time, pick up, go to the next hole.
Yeah.
Things like that. But all very welcoming. The only thing is, I haven't found one golf course that has kids clubs. So they'd have to bring their own clubs.
We do have kids clubs now. Yeah.
Okay.
There was not things like kids prices, right? Because I mean, as a parent, like you're fronting all of it. So, you know, if you're...
There are kids prices, yeah.
Very rare, I think.
Well, I mean, for us, because it's stay and play, we you know, kids generally eat less and they might be in their bedroom sharing with their parents or something like that. So we do have a kids rate, which is a lot lower.
And green fees as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
We
Okay.
do.
That's good.
Yeah, we have green fees for kids.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but because I've already talked about it before, but that park golf, I do feel like that's a good place to start the kids, just because like an academy or something like that, if they're interested, then they're going to excel and they're going to like figure it out and learn. But if it's like, you know, if they're doing after school cram schools and everything like that, if this putting just another thing on their shoulders.
It's not really golf though, is it?
It like, you know,
This is skateball you're talking about, yeah?
well, it's like a, you know,
Park golf, mate.
yeah, it's like
But it's not like a golf swing, is what I'm saying.
No, it's like a croquet type
Yeah.
of thing, right? But it gets them the fundamentals of the game. And we talked about it like snag golf as well. Snag golf is with plastic clubs and just for very young kids to get them, you know, the fundamentals of the game, how to, you know, what they're supposed to be doing. It seems straightforward to an adult to get the ball in the hole, but for them, they just don't know what they're doing at all.
right, and they kind of you definitely get that feel like, oh, there it is. I'll just knock it over there. Oh wait, it didn't go quite as I planned, and oh, I should navigate this like this, and oh, there's par. You kind of start to pick up on some of the rules and get the fundamentals for sure. But the actual the motor control is very different. But it's you know, easier for kids.
I
to
do
pick up.
think though, before you even go to a golf course, maybe not park golf, that's like putt-putt or mini golf as well. It's just a bit of fun, but I think you do need to get the fundamentals in, like how to grip the club and you know, all that stuff. So definitely get a lesson first. But I think another place like Kushigaya, places where you can play through. It's a long old day in Japan, you know, you're talking 7 hours really to you know, when you stop for lunch and then getting ready and all that kind of stuff. So Kushigaya, where you play through, it's close to Tokyo, somewhere like that might be good. Or a riverside course where it's only 9 holes.
Yep.
But it's real golf. You'll use every club in the bag. It's only 9 holes. You can play twice if you want, or if they're tired, you can take off. It's not too expensive. I think that something like that would be good. One of the riverside courses, and they're all over the place, really.
Yeah, a lot of those.
Yeah.
Damon, I don't think I've asked before, but your kids are, you know, grown up now. But did they play when they were younger, or did you get them into it? Or?
Yeah, we used to go to a driving range quite a lot, and also like short courses, things like that. Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like short courses is a good way to go, especially you know, if they're not used to it, it can, you know, it starts to hurt. So, as I said,
My kids have, they kind of grew up on a golf course, and it kind of turned them off. To be honest, they like going there and eating food and driving the golf carts and doing like stuff like that, random things. But they're basketball guys. But now they're getting older. They're starting to come back to the golf. So I try not to push it too hard on them.
Yeah, I used to have a driving range right near my house, so just
me too.
A little bit, literally 5 minutes away. So just go up there and hit some balls. But now it's a onsen, like a public bath there now. It's all gone.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well,
anyway.
Okay. So thanks for that for Steve. And if anybody else has any questions that we could maybe answer, or if they've anything that they'd like to share about their spider stories, snake stories, we're always up for them. You can contact us by info@golfinjapan-golf-in-japan.com, or maybe even contact us through social media. Just send a chat through and we'll do our best. With Joe not here, we'll talk a little bit about what's going on in the tour, and we have to talk about the ladies first. Ladies first, as always. The TOTO Japan Classic was on, which is a co-sanctioned event with the LPGA of America. And of course, Rio Takeda got her 8th victory this season.
Amazing.
Considering last week she missed the cut, which was weird. She just bounced back, and then she won in a 6-hole playoff, which was amazingly. Check it out on YouTube. It was really, really good playoff. She's super aggressive. I love the way she plays. Her swing is amazing. She's 21 years of age. So she won her 8th. I have in my notes here, she was a savage. She was a savage. She won in a 6-hole playoff with Marina Alex, who's a good Japanese player in her own right. And we had spoken before about how would she stack up against the ladies on the American tour. And there we know, because you had the likes of, Jitana Garn, Dryberg, Brooke Henderson, Jenny Lee. They were, she was in the Solheim Cup. They're all really good players. They all came over, and she showed that she can hang with all of them. So I think because she won on that now, she obviously will get a card on the tour. But whether she seems like she's kind of still very kiddish.
How old is she?
She's 21. So she's a rookie. So she's just come out and blitzed the field, won 8 tournaments, and she's beaten now the American girl. So it'll be interesting to see if she decides to go and take that card and go to America. I say she should. She go over there and show them how it's done. I was just telling Damon before we started, this week, her average drive was 272 yards. And this is a girl who's just over 5 foot.
I want to clarify. That's carry, right?
That's carry.
That's amazing.
Yeah, her longest drive was 282 yards.
Wow.
So she smashes it. Big swings, but she's a tiny little girl, and she's just out there. She kind of has that youthful, I don't care, it's great, I'm a rookie, but she's just going out and dusting everybody.
What is that then? So she's got speed? Because I mean,
she's got everything.
But you say that she's small, so I mean, like, to get that distance.
Time. Yeah, I mean, for us, right, we're tall, so we can, even if we hit it off center or whatever, we can get it out there a bit, and we're men, right, so we're stronger. For girls, it's all about, like, they're flexible, they get a bit of speed, and they really coil up, and then they really release it, but it's timing, hitting the center of the club face. It's all of that precision. It's just to get the most out of their club. So it's amazing. She's just fantastic to watch. Sorry, we got someone in the background here, but that's okay. I will just blur my background. That's Romano. Okay. Romano, you're okay, mate. Sit down. No problem at all. You're famous now. Well, not anymore. I just blurred my background. Okay, and then at the DP World Tour, nothing over there, nothing on the PGA Tour. This week they're at the World Technology Championship in Mexico, and DP World Tour is in Abu Dhabi for the HSBC Championship.
Is that Rory defending title there? Is that not right?
God, I don't know. I don't remember who won it last year. He's won it a bunch of times. It's somewhere they get that big kind of, what would you call that? Like it's a huge kind of jug. Not the claret jug. It's bigger than the claret jug, of course. I think
chalice.
Yeah, chalice. It's kind of from Abu Dhabi. I don't know. Anyway, so not much on the tour news, and anyway, it's Joe's thing, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. But we're going to see. We need a few new segments on the podcast. Do you have any ideas for new segments, Ryan? Japan history, for example.
People have talked about tips, more things to
Joe's
be able
tips,
to know what to do. I mean, but even you two, you're very accomplished golfers. You're winning the MK Cup, winning other things.
Hey,
so I mean, like
Chimperia.
you've got a lot to share. So I mean, talking about and myself too. So actually, like, just to kind of dig into my recent experience, just because it's so fresh. But actually, my major takeaway was the management of luggage. So we were going up.
Oh, in Japan, it's amazing.
Well, no, but I mean, like I went up there and I was like, I'll just put everything in my golf bag. I'll put like my drink and my gloves and, I might need this tripod, or I might need my wallet, or whatever it is. I would put everything into my golf bag, and not realizing that I would have no access to it. I thought the golf bag is going to be the thing that's going to be next to me the entire time that we're out there. And it's the hardest thing to get to once you're actually out on the course, especially in the rain.
First of all, you have to go before that. In Japan, they'll take the golf gear out of your car or where you're coming. You don't need to touch your golf bag unless you want to take something out of it. They will take it and put it on the golf cart for you. All that's all sorted. Yeah. Then you go inside and you're given a card with a wallet. You can go in and you put everything in your locker. Mm-hmm. They also have little safes, individual safes, if you want to put your watch or your mobile phone or your wallet in there as well. So the only thing, and then everyone's on golf carts in Japan. There's no walking the course unless it's, there's only 1 or 2 golf courses that I know that do that, Windsor Park, but you can still get a golf cart there. But anyway, they've shelves. It's a 4-person golf cart, not a 2-person. So there's lots of storage. There's a back shelf. They even put a little cooler box for your water, so you can, or your beer, whatever. And you can put all that in. So there's just, They've taken care of everything.
It had GPS up there. It had the score counter screen.
Everything's
up there. Maybe that's normal, but I thought that was pretty flash.
It is now, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's most golf courses. There's some golf courses that still don't have it, but it's so convenient now.
Yeah.
You know, because you're getting the yardage, you're putting in the thing. It's doing the tournament leaderboard.
Yeah,
which is
I think they're also changing to the GPS monitor systems.
Yeah,
in lieu of caddies as well these days.
That would make sense. Yeah, I think so, because you don't really need them.
But the whole time I was just like, I got through it just fine. But at the same time, I was always wondering, like, okay, where's my thing? Where's this? And I couldn't get access to it. And I realized you're supposed to bring another bag to carry all your stuff with. And that made for the perfect prize. So everyone at this cup, even though, I got the score that I got, everyone wins something, it seems like.
He got the wooden spoon.
No, I got the booby prize.
That's what they call it in Japan. The booby maker.
But the booby is not the worst. Booby is second worst. So I was not the worst player on the whole thing.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the wooden? So what do they call the booby maker? Is always the person at the.
I think
the end.
I think he's right. There's a booby and then the booby maker.
Oh, there's a booby and a booby. So you were the booby maker.
Yeah. Well, because I told my wife, I said, "Oh, I got the."
It sounds so weird. You were a booby maker.
Yeah.
So the wooden spoon is last. So you were second last.
That's what I was telling my wife about it.
So what'd you get?
I got a sweet.
He got a sweet golf bag, like a
I
Boston bag.
The Titleist one.
Titleist one.
Very
so
nice.
nice.
Yeah, one side it's black leather. One side says Titleist. The other side has the Mercedes-Benz logo.
Yeah.
And it was exactly what I needed, because you guys were, we need to use my clubs for something else. And so I was like, I put all of my luggage in my golf bag. So won a bag.
Perfect.
It was it was fate. So,
yeah. So and then I got a golf bag, which was nice. It was a New Era or a New Balance golf bag, which was also branded with Lexus. So MK being a limousine company, they have tie-ups with all of the big, limousines. So they hit up all Mercedes, BMW, all those guys for prizes, and they get really nice. Unique golf stuff that you can't buy on the open market, really. So that my Lexus golf bag is really nice. And then he was like, I really need this is Ryan's golf bag, which is actually my old set. And then he's like, I really like your golf bag that you won. And I was like, yeah, I'll swap you for your Titleist carry bag. He said, no, I think I'm going to keep that because it's the first prize I ever won. But if you're not using that golf bag,
I'll take that as well.
Yeah, he wants to get all the prizes.
I'm such a mooch.
Yeah,
I'm a good mooch. I don't know, but you were kind of complaining about it, to put it softly. But you were.
No, I said I'd love your bag. So if you want my golf bag, I'll give you. That's the first prize. You got the last prize,
I thought they should have given you the Apple Watch, though. They gave that away.
That was weird.
That was weird. It was on the junk.
Yeah, so they did all the
scissors paper contest.
That's a real Japanese thing. So they did everyone. Here's first to or 40th to first, and everyone got a prize. And then they were saying, and then we've got these amazing prizes, and they were giving away Rumbas and Apple Watches. And it was Janken. And I hate Janken. I'm crap at it, which is rock, paper, scissors. And Japanese are professional at doing it. So they're like, bang, 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 and they get it.
They're like reading your elbow.
Oh, yeah. It's very competitive. The rock, paper, scissors was very competitive. But it made for a good kind of, everyone was having a drink and doing that kind of thing, which is good. So it was a very exciting tournament. I'm glad you liked it and had a good time.
But so in terms of content, just like things like that, like what to expect and new tips. Actually, our friend Dallas was the one who mentioned that. He was saying that he would love to hear more tips from you guys about how to do it, how to get out there, what to avoid. So,
I'm actually going to have Dallas on the podcast, and he represents Melbourne. We're always talking about Melbourne golf. He represents Melbourne golf in Japan, and he has an interesting story. And he's a new golfer himself, so it'd be good to have him on. And he just has a cool Japan story, so we'll get him on for sure. So I think more guests. Is always a good one.
I've actually got a little bit of a new corner.
Okay.
So we've actually been getting some really good reviews online. So I want to shout out to a couple of the people that left some reviews.
Specifically to Google Maps. So if you search for golf in Japan on Google Maps, you'll see that we have so far so good on very high ranking reviews.
Absolutely. I mean, great support and people giving us great glowing reviews. So a shout out to Randall from the US. So he played out in Hakone. He even sent me a video of his first birdie in Japan. Congratulations.
Oh, I love that.
Yep. Monica from Australia came over with her son and booked a couple of courses down in Okinawa, sent us a bunch of photos, had a great time. So lovely there. Harry from the US went to Osaka and played a couple of courses down there, and again, left some great photos for us.
Yeah.
So shout out to all those people that are coming over and showing their appreciation for getting them all sorted. And I mean, every one of them just had an amazing time. So it just goes to show how good golf in Japan is.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll
As
check.
a service too.
Yeah, I'll check those, and if I can get those photos, I'll share them in this video as well, and we can live vicariously through their travels.
Well, it's all on Google.
Well, I was just checking
they
out.
uploaded them, so
Beautiful.
yeah.
So now, just on the podcast, we're in. We have 32 countries and 323 different cities listening to us, which is cool. And
That's cool.
the latest few were Surabaya in East Java. I can't even say it. Nakhon Ratchasima. Does anyone know what that is? Naha, Okinawa. There you go. Massachusetts. I guess that's in America.
Yeah.
And then, that's nice. And the top countries are US, Australia, Netherlands, Thailand, UK, India, Costa Rica, Canada, and Germany.
Here we go.
It's interesting, isn't it? So I hope, shout out to all you guys if you're, I don't want to say the name of that city again, but if you're there, thanks for tuning in, and we hope you subscribe and keep us on this journey. So it's good. And I kind of feel like this season has come to an end because we've done every prefecture in Japan. I think a couple of them aren't online though, because we did a couple of test podcasts.
Is that when we were drinking and we decided not to post
they
them?
will never come out. But we did a couple of prefectures as well. And so we are missing a few, I think, in the general collection. So if anyone said, well, there's 47 prefectures, you've only done 40, it's because we have done them, but they're just not released. But we will get around to doing everything again. And I think what we'll do is, and it's about going through our website as well. So our website has all the golf courses, and we're trying to do guides as well. So we're trying to add content as we go around from prefecture to prefecture. And hopefully we get out a little bit more and play in these places so that we can kind of talk about them a little bit better. If we've been there, played the golf courses, we can.
Yeah, that's right.
So we gotta hook up with the local tourism people as well, so that they can give us, this is what you should do. These are the hotels. This is the food, and so on and so forth. So that'll be good. But I think any golf coming up this week?
No, on a plane on Saturday, so not for myself.
Do you want to share why you're on a plane? No.
I'm going to see my daughter in New Zealand.
Yes.
Who is 8 months pregnant.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
So go down just before the birth. Exciting stuff.
That's good. Congratulations. Can't wait for the new golfer to join the ranks.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. New Jackson in the house. So I'm going to play in Tsujigaoka. Shout out to Sven and Hiroko. I'm going to play with them. Down in Tsujigaoka, which is our other golf course in Tochigi, and it's very famous for the foliage. So I'm going to take some. It's going to be overcast, but I'm going to take some nice pictures of the thing. Yeah, but my game is good. Ripping the GT driver and the fairway woods, man. So this is good stuff. I played again on Tuesday with Brendan. Shout out to Brendan. And I was pin high on all the par 5s and 2. I didn't say I was on the green.
You played from the ladies?
No. Played from the whites, which is the regular season. But that's a long... Murasaki Izuka, that's a pretty good feat, yeah. So I'd never really done that before. So I was really smoking the driver and the fairway woods. Almost didn't need any other part of my game.
What courses you play?
Played Ujiye. That was the first 9. And then the back 9 we played Katsuragi.
Okay.
So finishing with to go over the fountain.
Yep. Did you drive the fountain?
I didn't. I laid up.
Right.
Yeah, I laid up because the tee box is back and we were playing into the wind. But normally I do.
Yeah.
250, 260 to get over. But
carry.
Yep. Yeah.
I've got a clear path forward. I might be coming into some pocket money, in which case I'll set that aside as my golf.
Don't say that on the podcast in case your wife listens.
Yeah, if my wife is listening, then that's gone. That'll become crystals or something else. Yeah,
we don't call that pocket money. We call that our golf budget.
Yeah, I'll have a golf budget, I think, and
there you go.
But I got to hit the range and figure out what I'm doing with that driver because it feels so awkward in my hands.
Go back to Projo. Let him sort you out.
Yeah. So driver it's just a different setup, But you seem like I seen the videos that you shared. You look like you were hitting the irons. The irons were good.
Irons feel pretty good. That was the first time I ever got to use that putter as well. So putting is kind of natural. Everyone can kind of understand
that putter there.
Yes.
Okay, I got to show this out.
Yeah, this is a putter prototype or something. Yeah,
this is a putter that never came out. So this is it's a Piranha brand from Australia,
Australia.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. Or maybe show it on yours because I think your camera's better.
Piranha Golf,
and it's just this massive half moon mallet, huge thing. It's super heavy and super thick. Show them the face.
It's not even milled, is it?
No. Look at this thing. So if someone was breaking into your house, this is what you're reaching for. And it has a little yellow dot here. So the idea is you move the shaft, you can't see the yellow dot, you're nice and square.
Oh, wow.
That's what it's at. And it's not, it isn't a, what do they call it? It's not gooseneck, it's a straight neck. So I got this putter a few years ago now, and I had the yips. I had the putting yips where I was all over the place, pushing putts and kind of jerking when I still do that every now and again, but this one, it was just backing through nice and heavy, and it got rid of the yips. So if anyone's using the yips, you want to get yourself this prototype Piranha putter, which doesn't exist out in the market anymore. I wonder what happened to them. Yeah, well, Piranha, I actually have a set of blades as well from Piranha.
Really?
Yep. If anyone's want to have a go at these tiny blades that are hard to hit, then you're my guest.
Probably a reason they never came out in the market.
Yeah.
I did when we were playing in that the MK Cup, though. I kind of felt like Moses parting the sea when we were putting out there in that water. Like, there's some good video of that where it's like the green is just soaked. It's like
I mean, when the greens are like, it was almost at the stage where you would call it, and then the range stopped, and it stopped for like 2 or 3 hours, and we all just had the party instead, which was weird. But yeah, no, that's not normal. But that was a good introduction for you. But I think you need a day like today. I'm sure you can see behind the boys. It's just blue skies, just perfect weather. It's like 18 degrees out there, beautiful. That's what we want to be playing some more. So maybe we'll while Damon's away, we can go out for a game of golf. So we'll tell him we're working hard, but we'll actually go and play. He's like. Yes, sir. All right, boys. Well, if there's nothing, any last abusive Joe? No.
Well, I've got so much. Hang on.
Let me just open my notes.
Pull the string. And,
No, we love
you guys were going off in the instant chat as well. Like,
that was funny.
Yeah, the stick is pretty good, man. I was like, save it for the podcast, lads. Yeah, because the half swing. That really burns him.
It doesn't it?
Yeah, you just call him half swing, and he just like, well, my half swing goes still 20 yards past yours. Not anymore with the GT driver, Joe. we should actually play a game against it. Now, Joe is very, very good player, but I reckon
we should do a scramble. That'd be fun. Actually,
if we did a 3-ball scramble against him, I think that'd be good video, man. We should do something like that.
Yeah.
If there's some way that I can like weigh him down, I think that would be fun. No. So it's like you have to count his, like if you combine scores, is there a type like that?
Well, he is into like the old club, so if he comes out in his +4s and his persimmons, and he has the old school, the wooden shafts, everything. So maybe we could play him that.
The old hickories.
If he did beat us with that, we'd never live it down.
No.
All right. Maybe he has to use the park club or the park golf clubs.
Yeah, I think it's a scramble. We take him apart.
The gummy.
I know, a couple of fireballs and.
Oh yeah, or the Del Cup in Japan. They have this thing. It's like cinnamon whiskey.
Ooh.
It's like 25%, but they're actually on a cold day. You rip one and you're feeling good. So maybe we can make him do a few Del Cups. He can't hold his booze. Can old Joe?
Or the classic sports day thing in Japan where you face down and spin around 15 times and then you got to swing.
That sounds like a kind of a, what did they call it? Like not a sorority. What's the male version?
A
frat house.
Frat house, yeah.
Frat house thing and a fraternity house in America. Yeah, do something like that.
Yeah, reportedly they'd be hitting you in the butt with the golf club at the fraternity. So
okay, well, we'll leave it there, lads.
Yeah.
Okay, well, lads. Well, thanks very much for this week, and I guess we'll start back with our new segment for the prefectures next week, and we'll hopefully have Pro Joe back with us where we can then abuse Damon.
Cool.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Later.
Sayonara. Thank you.
Bye.